For the last 2 years, we've been running our operation out of a place you haven't seen. It's a building we designed, poured, and constructed to be the absolute best we could imagine. And the question I get asked most often is, how did a little one-man operation actually pull this off? Today, we answer that question. It's time to see where the Maker Table team actually works. We've got 13,000 square feet here and 6 acres of property, which gives us plenty of room to grow later. We built this to get serious, and now I want to show you the 25 people who make it happen every single day. This is our new project, Hero Machine Co. If you guys want to know more about lasers, press brakes, and equipment for your shop, go check out the other channel, Hero Machine Co. on YouTube. This machine delivers up to Sam in Illinois on Monday, and it'll be out of here, and we've got a 12 kilowatt coming right after it. Dale!
What up?
You ready to do an interview?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Dale's over here doing arts and crafts project.
I was gonna walk behind your video.
You bastard!
I saw you hold your hair out.
Wait a sec. I can't figure it out. Is this me or is this Dale? Here, let me help you out here. Let's zhuzh it up.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Oh.
We're good. See? Now we're good.
You look illustrious with that mane of hair. Is that the source of all your power?
I saw you come in, you went like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm walking behind the video with some hair.
It's on, dude. All right. Well, Dale is our fabrication foreman. And actually, I got the mic and everything here. We can do this official. What's your biggest complaint with new employees here?
Oh.
Don't pull any punches, man.
I guess them saying they can do more than what they actually know. Yeah, just telling me that they know more about what we do here than what they actually do, and they're actually really green.
We've had a lot of people oversell their skills here in a big way. Now here's the easy one. Who's your least favorite person here?
I don't have a least favorite.
You hate all of us equally.
Equally. It's like I love humans, but when they start to talk and breathe, it's hard for me.
Noted. All right, and then what's your favorite thing about working here?
I guess being able to be creative and being backed up by ownership, and stuff that we need, and to be able to do the job right.
You don't got to glaze me too hard on this one, man.
No, we're good. It's true though. It's true. You get us all the stuff that we need to do our jobs and do it properly and quickly.
Always happy to hear that. As I'm sure you guys can see, this is our architectural fab station. We have all of our fixture tables here, the UMTs that we designed, I don't even know how long ago, but these DXFs are available online if you guys want to buy the DXF and cut it locally at your own laser, save a bunch of money, don't pay the markup for buying these kits directly and all the shipping and crap associated. But this is probably my favorite thing about the fab station here is these fixture tables. Like, once you have one, you're never going to want to work without it. We also have pretty much every single welder known to man. We got this new HTP TIG welder that's been really solid. We actually burned up, what was it, the Lincoln and the CK. Yeah, we burned up a Miller, Lincoln, and a CK Worldwide TIG before finally landing on this thing that actually works. So, not a plug, they don't pay me to do this, but this is the only TIG welder that we've actually been able to use for production and not have big problems out of. We've got a lot of Hobart handlers over here because we've had so much trouble out of the Miller machines. These are the old school transformer machines. They're not as efficient on power, but they give a really nice steady arc, even on stuff like generator, like dirty power. They're not the fanciest thing, they're not the most efficient, but they're just dead reliable. These things freaking run all day, every day. We've had all of these for years with zero issues. All the new fancy machines with the inverter boards just keep blowing up on us, and once the warranty's over, it's not even worth it to fix them. So I've had it with all of the new fancy machines. I just want old transformers in the shop now. Russ over here. I won't interview Russ because he hates talking, but if you want to just say hi.
Hey.
He communicates through his hands and the work he puts out. Ruben here, on the other hand, will talk to you about your mother's cat that died 4 years ago for probably at least 2 hours. So let's not distract him, but looks like he's beefing up one of our powder coat racks so it can hold heavier materials. I'm not sure what we're powder coating is super heavy today, but probably just helping out in the shop. But why do you have copper?
I cut in half.
What's it for? Do you know what it's for? Oh, it's for the electrical panels? Okay. Like bus bars? Grounding bars? All right, we're doing stuff in the shop I don't even know about because we have such an awesome team that handles so much of the day-to-day that I get to go and chase new projects like Hero Machine Co. Sam, you're coming next. I'm coming for you. This is our new line of press brakes coming out. We've got the 3D interface on the controller here. This is a super smart machine. It's saved us so much time and material and cost of subbing stuff out to other companies. We were subbing out like $4,000 to $5,000 a month of bending to other shops when we finally decided it was time to get our own press brake. We had the old Bailey 2-axis. The thing wasn't repeatable. We couldn't get the same bend out of it 5 times in a row, and we finally upgraded to a real industrial press brake. So now we've got 250 tons of capacity, 10 feet long worth of bending. We used to have a 10-foot long laser and a 10-foot press brake. Now we switched to a 12-foot long laser, and I'm wishing I would have gotten a 12-foot long press brake, but those are the brakes. That's how it goes. So if you guys want to know more about press brakes, hit me up. Definitely happy to talk about them, but this thing has just changed the game for us. Saved so many weld inches. Stuff we used to cut in multiple plates and weld together and spend all that time welding and finishing it out. Now we just come over here, cut one piece, put 2 or 3 bends in it, and save hundreds of weld inches on every single part that we make. Here we've got our outfeed of the laser. We've got the double bed here, so the exchange table. One goes in and cuts, the finished parts come out, and it's right here across from the grinding station. So all post-process cleanup happens right here, and they can pull the parts directly off the laser, straight here to grinding, and then we started sorting everything on these carts. So every single different finish, different material gets put on its own cart, makes things super organized off of the laser. Everything can go to different parts of the shop and keep everybody fed. The first year we moved into this building, we actually didn't chase any new business. We were not interested in new customers. We just worked on making this building and this place more efficient. And part of that was this software program called Odoo. Basically, this is everybody's workflow gets put into their workstation with a to-do list. So right here, we can look through, and these are all of the products that the grinder's supposed to look for. And as he grinds them, he's gonna check them off and say they're done. Or if it's rework, he can mark it rework. It goes back up to the office, and they'll send another one down to recut. As stuff comes out of here, it's already mapped to all the other stations. So this station is linked to every other station in the shop. So when he finishes something, if it needs to go to the next welding station, it shows up on the next guy's to-do list. If it needs to go to powder coating, it shows up on powder coating's to-do list. All the blueprints, the colors, the specifications, the customer's name, the due date, how many hours it takes to do the product are all built into this. So people basically now manage themselves in our shop. We don't have managers that run around and tell people when stuff is due or what to do next or what needs to be done by the end of the day. They log in and they see exactly what needs to happen today and how long it's supposed to take. This is a really boring part of our business, but it took us over a year to get this set up, and we're still working on it and improving it every day. But this has basically taken most of the management out of Maker Table. All right, this is Justin. He's our lead laser tech. He runs the laser day to day, also helps me on installs for Hero, troubleshooting with customers, fixing cut parameters. He was down here till like, 9 o'clock last night, setting up Sam's new 2 kilowatt laser so that we can deliver it next week. Anyways, Justin's been with us how many years now, dude?
Almost 4.
4 years. If this place burned down right now and you had unlimited strength, what's the one piece of equipment that you would rescue?
The laser.
The laser? All right, that was a loaded question.
Or the press brake.
Okay, you get the laser, I'll get the press brake.
Okay.
Deal. Basically, laser and press brake, we could rebuild this place.
Absolutely.
We'd be running out in the yard.
Yeah.
Under a tent. Steve Owen! He's been here almost longer than anybody. How many years has it been?
7 years?
7 years.
Yeah, 7 years.
That's crazy. This was like one of my original goals when I started in my garage back in California. Before Maker Table even existed, I always wanted a cold saw. Yeah, this year we got ourselves a cold saw. You gotta have 3-phase power to run these things, and they are expensive. It's not the cheapest saw, it's not the fastest saw, but it is the most accurate saw and gives you the cleanest cuts possible. That's what I really like about this thing.
Very nice.
Super safe, it's hands-off operation. There's not even a handle here to pull the saw blade down. Everything's actuated by the foot pedal. As soon as you stomp it down, the pneumatics clamp the material for you and start the drawdown on the saw. It's pretty slick. Comparing the old shop to the new shop, what's the biggest time waster that we solved by moving here?
Bringing material in and out of the building, for sure. We used to have a ramp to get up into the old shop, and now there's no ramp. There's no gravel parking lot where we get trucks and forklifts stuck. So probably just having flat concrete as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, concrete and big doors. If someone's watching this video at home in a small, like, one-person shop, what do you think is the best piece of advice you could give them to grow after seeing how we've grown here?
Find a market and dive off into it. Most definitely. We wouldn't be here if you hadn't chased the signs the way you did, and then we also wouldn't be here if we hadn't chased all of the Etsy products the way we went after that. So find something and go as far as you can into it before you change something else.
So would you say the marketing is more important or the product?
I think it's both. If you have a terrible product, I don't care how much you market it, eventually you're going to run out of market share. Somebody's going to either make a better one, a cheaper one, they're going to have better options. So I think the marketing is a good part, but you also have to have a quality product. So,
Yeah.
But not overstress the fact that, you know, quality isn't everything. If you can get it to them fast versus, you know, somebody who can get it to them in 6 months, you're going to win there. So it's definitely a balance.
I think that was actually a pretty honest answer. What's the coolest thing you've ever built here?
Ooh, cool factor. Let's see.
Or what's like the thing you enjoyed most building, maybe?
I really enjoyed building the wave. That was pretty sweet. That or the handrail for the lady down the road. That was pretty.
Yeah, that forged handrail.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
All right, DreamFab team, what is the coolest thing you guys have ever built down here?
I think copper wrapping PVC was pretty great.
Even though you hated every minute of it?
No, oh man, we build a lot of cool stuff here. I mean, I think the stainless handrails for River House is pretty cool. That went up the glass.
Yeah, the glass.
That was pretty cool.
That turned out rad.
The cable rails that we do are really cool. I like doing those. I like the way they look when we're done with them. But other than that,
Those are pretty easy too, because it's jig work.
yeah.
It's like making the same post, 150 times.
Yep. And I think the latest one that I could remember that was really cool was that scaffolding type structure that we built for the staircase for
Oh, the Hilton.
yeah,
Yeah.
for the Hilton. That was cool.
That was cool. All right, Ruben, you got one?
Columbus Hilton's floating bar on the main floor.
Yeah, the main floor,
Main floor.
that showcase bar.
Yes.
This is all good. I'll find pictures and I'll lace them in.
Well, probably just Vanderbilt RCB with all the gates.
The Gothic style gates at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, especially the one in Portal C with the big Vanderbilt logo.
Yeah. Yeah, that one I like to show off when I'm down in Nashville. I'm like, hey, let's go walk through. Sam, you ready for your close-up? I'll get to you fresh. I'm coming over to Powder Coat, I promise.
Oh.
You can hang out if you want, but.
Oh, no, I got you.
All right, this is Sam. He's our youngest and newest employee here at Maker Table. You've been here for what, like a month? Maybe 3 weeks.
Pretty close.
27 days, probably. All right, so being the newest employee here, what's your favorite thing about working at Maker Table?
Honestly, like powder coat. It's pretty cool.
Yeah? Okay. Who's your least favorite person here so far?
I don't think I have an answer.
Nobody wants to give me the juice. What are your goals here at Maker Table? Like, you're still in high school, right?
Yes, sir. Pretty much just to learn as much as I can.
Who's taught you the most?
Who's taught me the most? Everyone's taught me just about a lot of things. How to use the laser, how to powder coat, how to draw in the signs. Just a little bit of everything.
All right, thanks, Sam.
welcome.
That's enough pressure for one day. Let's see if we can find Buck. Where's Buck? Buck's MIA, but he's building a mailbox right now. This thing actually is turning out pretty clean. Got our clecos for the rivets. All right, we'll keep moving. We'll find Buck in a minute here, but it's not 3:30 yet, so we should still be here. He's probably in the bathroom. Let me get the lights for you guys. We're here in the wash bay. This is one of the coolest things I did here at the new building. In the old shop, we had to prep powder coat outside in the gravel, and we were constantly dealing with, like, if it was too cold outside, if it was too windy, we were getting dust back in the product, we're getting contamination. So we built a wash bay with a floor drain in here so that our pressure washer can live inside. It doesn't get frozen anymore. We used to get the coil pack in here would freeze. In the wintertime, we'd have to pull all the panels off every single night, put heaters around it to keep it from freezing. Now we just have a little baffle on the flume. We close the baffle, the shop is heated. This thing never freezes up, which I know is like a small thing, but it was such a pain every single winter to babysit this thing. So now we have a wash bay, it's clean, it's dry in here. The other thing about the wash bay is it's in line with production. So that's like the dirty side of the building where all the heavy fabrication work gets done. And then as soon as the fab is done, they hang it on the rack and it gets pushed right here directly to the oven. So we're no longer moving stuff back and forth across the shop. Everything has a flow now in here, and we've designed the building around our operations. And I just saw Buck come in from the back. Ready for your close-up? Come on, buddy. I know you hate it. This is Buck. He's been here, I don't know, how many years now?
Going on 2.
2 years. So Buck has taken over. We originally hired him in architectural fab, but he didn't really take off until he got over here into retail fab. And now he's like our freaking retail fabrication assassin. He knows how to make every single product, every single dimension, every single way. And the dude just cranks out solid work all day long. I mean, at this point, you've probably made well over 2,000 fabricated products that are all over the country now in people's homes. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what are you working on right now?
Custom mailbox.
I see you cover this last week.
Oh, you tried to avoid me? Buck was ducking me outside with the saw. What's the coolest thing you've ever worked on here at Maker Table?
Probably that Springfield sign. The Welcome to Springfield sign.
Oh, the multi-level one that was stacked?
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy working on that.
That thing turned out rad. And you see it like when you drive into downtown.
All
like
the time, yeah.
everybody in town sees that thing. All right, let's go get Fresh. He's dying to be on camera. Fresh! Now's the time, dude. Some bright lights on. Here we go. Look at this. Basically, we have like a professional lighting now for the camera. Bam! Oh, snap. We should have done the entire interview right in here, I think. So this is Fresh. He runs the powder coat operation here. What's the most important thing about powder coating?
Most important thing I would say is making sure that your items are clean before you spray them. That way you get all the residue off. Otherwise, you'll be constantly reshooting your pieces or destroying your pieces. My favorite thing I would have to say is just seeing where all the pieces are going, like the different projects that you guys are working on, seeing where they're actually going. I've seen like where some of the stuff is being hung in buildings and stuff. So I always enjoy seeing the work that I've done here translating into the real world.
Do you have any advice for the people watching YouTube if they wanted to get into powder coating?
I would say get started right away. It's something very easy and something that I think that almost anybody can do. You take the time, you get into it. The sooner you get into it, the better off you are. So it's all about just getting started.
That's right. That's right. You got to do the work.
Got to do the work.
Get off the couch.
Get off of the couch.
Stop watching YouTube. Go start doing something.
Put in the work. That is it. It is awesome when you work in an environment where the people are nice and an environment where it's friendly. You have great bosses that always make your work a lot better. So
Pouring it on. I get it. I get it. All right, dude. Thank you, Fresh.
yes, sir. Thank you.
We found the lovebirds over here. We got Josh and KK. They met at Maker Table. They're engaged to be married. It's like the sweetest little love story here. I think this is a Hallmark Christmas special right here down at Maker Table. I think she's blushing. I've never seen her this red before.
I'm on camera.
I know, I'm sorry, KK. Just imagine the cameras aren't here.
All right.
It's just Stephanie being goofy as hell in her hat. What's your least favorite thing about working in shipping?
Heavy things.
All right, perfect.
We use Odoo to track orders, figure out the progress, keep up with the progress. And so people like upstairs, if they look in Odoo, they can tell if it's made it through grinding, if it's made it through powder coat, or if we're still waiting on it to be cut, which is it ain't been checked out at any of those stages. So then they ain't got to come to me and be like, hey, do you know where this is? And I ain't got to run all over the shop trying to find this one thing, and it can easily tell them where it's at.
Josh.
I got out of doing this.
No, you did not get out of doing this.
I've never had to do one of these.
I know, I haven't done too many of them. We haven't done one since we've been here.
I know.
So Josh started, and he was a homeschool kid and wanted welding lessons. So after, I don't even think it was a year, I finally talked to your mom, and I was like, look, you don't have to keep paying us for welding lessons. How about we just hire the kid? He knows enough to be useful down here, and he can get paid to learn how to weld and fabricate. So since you've started here, tell him everything that you've learned how to do.
Ship, powder coat, weld, run the laser, and run the big press brake.
Yeah, so this dude is a 20-year-old freaking machine here. He's one of the good old boys in Tennessee. They don't make them like this anymore. You got to find them. What's your favorite thing about working here?
Annoying Ruben all day.
True. Also, I got to give props to Josh. Josh is one of the most reliable, consistent people that we have here. I remember at one point I told you to be down here at like 6 a.m. or whatever to open the door and the gate. And I forgot that I told him to do that. And one morning I rolled up here real early, and Josh is out in the parking lot, not clocked in. He just came here early to unlock the door for everybody. And I was like, Josh, what are you doing? And he said, you told me to be here at 6 and unlock the door. Like, Josh is just one of the real ones that I really couldn't do this place without, because he just flat out does the work, shows up every day. I don't know if you've had 3 sick days since you've been here. Well, except for when your appendix popped out.
Yeah.
And you almost died.
Yeah.
But I understand that one. I'm glad you made it through, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, so since you've seen like the old shop, the new shop, all this progress, like what's the biggest thing you think that the new building fixed for you day to day?
Not having to run through another shop to get somewhere.
Yeah, not go outside.
Yeah, outside, through the other shop, up to the front to figure something out, then run through the shop and get to the other one.
Yeah, even though it's bigger, it's less walking because the place is just laid out better. So you've seen all this growth down here at Maker Table. What's some advice you would give to somebody if they're in a small shop and trying to get to the next level?
I guess just do it.
I think my dad is gone, but we'll take you guys into the wood shop. Oh. So I know it's called Maker Table Metal, but when we got into architectural work, we found out that a ton of the metal work you see in buildings is actually just really thin sheet metal that is bent and welded and formed around a piece of wood. They want it to look like it's a big chunk of metal, but it's actually not. It's just really thin sheet metal with a wood backer behind it. So once we started subbing out a bunch of our woodwork to other shops, or we had our customers send us the wood and then we would wrap it, we figured out, hey, we could actually sell this wood, except we need a router to do it. So we've got ourselves a Shop Saber CNC router here. It's a 4x10 machine, and it can cut out all of the little pockets for concealed fasteners, cuts out all of the tracks for wires to go in for LED lighting or elevator call buttons. My dad actually runs the wood shop. He already went home for the day. He's retired. I actually started working for him when I was 6 years old in his meat factory, and now we've come full circle, and he works for me. Now that he's retired, he gets to set his own hours. He pretty much gets to work on whatever he wants. He always has some little pet project. He was just working on go-karts. Now he's working on our new 7-axis robot arm and teaching himself robotics at the ripe old age of, I think he's 65. So he's a little cantankerous, he's a little grumpy. It's just really cool to sit here and be able to work with my dad and give him something meaningful to do and to contribute down here at the shop. He also does all of our Kaizen and organizational stuff. So this is another really cool project that we did. They're called Kaizen cards. So you pull this card and you take this up to the office. And then in the office, we have one person that orders all of the materials. So they can scan the back of this. It takes them to the website that they go to order the product. The pricing is on here, how much to order, what the lead time is. And then once that's ordered, this card goes into receiving. And when the box shows up with these sanding discs, then the boxes and this card come back in and you put it back in the slot. And now everybody becomes their own inventory manager. We don't have one central person that does inventory. Everybody at their station now does their own inventory because of these cards. Also, when you pull the card, it has a card left over that says Kanban pulled, which means if you go for sandpaper and it's empty and the card's not there, you know that it's already up in the office or already been ordered. So you don't have to worry about chasing that down. You can move on with the rest of your day and find something else to do or find another replacement product for it around the shop. This is another really boring but useful piece of technology down here that we've implemented. It takes a little bit of time to get it into effect and get everybody trained and used to doing it. But once you have it, it takes a lot of the management out of the day-to-day. So once again, we don't have managers chasing people around the shop, tracking and making sure they're doing what they need to do. Everybody is pretty much a self-contained unit, and they get to manage their own space and their own station however they want. What's up, KK? Clay wants to do an interview? Yeah, I know. We're heading up to Clay next. Oh, Clay! Looky there! That's handy. This is actually a great spot for an interview. We can look like super cash, you know, up here in the corner, just like, you know, big chillin'. Clay is a fairly new project manager for us here at Maker Table. Tell us what you do, Clay.
So pretty much we bid a project, and then once it's in-house, communicate with the GCs, make sure, review our scopes, order the materials, make sure we get accurate drawings, get the shop drawings down to the shop, make sure they keep going.
How long have you been working here?
I think I'm on my 8th month right now. Every day's still a learning curve, but it's fun.
I think you're catching up pretty quick. Like, my favorite thing about Clay is we hired him as a project manager, desk jockey job, but we're still very hands-on down here. And I see Clay down in the shop every single day, helping people unload powder coat racks, move material, unload trucks. Like, he's not just a glorified desk jockey. The guy like actually gets down and does the work with the people and helps out as much as he can. Not a welder.
Not a welder.
Not a fabricator.
Y'all are gonna teach me that.
Yeah, one of these days. But super supportive, and I think that's earned you a lot of respect from the guys down here, where some of the other project managers we've had have just wanted to stay behind the desk, and then they're kind of hard to respect and deal with down on the shop floor.
For sure, and helps us get stuff done on time too. So
yeah, absolutely. All right, so what's your favorite thing about working here?
The camaraderie, the people, and seeing something from start to finish is awesome too. So it goes from raw material to completed project, and it's rewarding. Coming from non-fabrication, you know, you see sheets of metal roll in and then rolls out on a truck finish. It's pretty cool. Some of the stuff we do is pretty awesome too.
What's the coolest project you've worked on so far?
The propeller walls. Those are cool. Those were cool. Installed, they look even better than they look in the shop.
All right, and then what's your least favorite thing about working here?
Ooh, least favorite thing about working here. Probably the stairs, man. You're killing me. Lost 5 pounds.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm getting you in shape. You're just bootylicious now, dog.
Yeah, that's right.
They're following me now?
Oh, we're going into the office. All right, it's getting late here. The sales team's already gone. This is Alexis. She does all the retail sales and customer service stuff. Then we've got Callie back here, which you can't see, but she's awesome. She's been here. She's one of our oldest employees. I want to say 5 years, and she handles the rest of the retail sales and stuff for us. We've also got Mary off in Japan. Konnichiwa, Mary. Thank you so much for your help. That also works on the sales team. She covers the night shift and answers messages for people that don't sleep. Now we'll step into the management dungeon here. They like to keep the lights off. I think it's mostly to like set the mood, you know, so it keeps like nice and saucy in here. So Scott is our general manager down here. He started as a drafter. You walked in trying to work on an MP3 player, 3D printed waterproof Bluetooth speaker, and I thought, like, who the heck is this kid? He had like a little chain. He had like a flat bill hat on sideways. Might have been wearing a jersey or something. So I put him in my phone as Scott 3D Printer Kid, and he's still Scott 3D Printer Kid in my phone. But now it's been, what, 7 years later?
Yeah, it'll be 7 in July.
So 6.5 years. Scott has worked his way up to the mothership here, where he's got like total control over everything going on down below, and it's all on his shoulders. So probably the most stressful job here.
Not too bad now that we got Clay over there, though.
Yeah, Clay's a G.
I did my interview.
painful.
I'm on mute now.
Like, what's the biggest thing you've seen change since you started here?
Probably the mindset of the people. Like, people just taking more responsibility.
How much of that do you think is just hiring different people, and how much of that you think is the processes we put in place?
I think we definitely weeded out some of the people that, didn't fit the culture, but I think a lot of it is building processes that are used company-wide. So build a system and improve it. It's the way to go.
What's the coolest project you've worked on since you've been here?
Project or just like similar single scope item?
Just like just tell some people something cool that we built.
The slide for River House is probably my favorite.
Oh, the slide. Yeah, the slide was a cool project.
But coolest, I think, is probably the hanging bar we did for, was it Hilton?
Yeah, the Columbus, the convention center.
That thing was sweet. It was massive.
All right, that's 2 for the hanging bar at Columbus Hilton. What's like the most common misconception people have about your job here?
Do you make tables? Get that. I mean, if it's a new person, like a new customer, that's probably the first question they're asking every single time.
I should have picked a better name. I knew it.
But then I explained to them what it means, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, that's actually pretty clever."
Well, you explain.
But it's like
to them what it means?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a joke that you don't get, and then you have to explain it, and then it kind of takes all the meaning out of it. So it's not make the table. No, we're not making. I mean, we do make tables, but it's more of a table that you're sitting at around like-minded people that make things. A maker's dash table,
if you will.
Yeah, I mean,
Beautiful summary.
that's what it is.
It is. This is the office. We have a nicer kitchen here than I have in my own house. Stephanie was a little miffed about that after we put it together, but it's really nice. We have like a Thanksgiving party, Christmas party, and everybody can get together up here. We've got an oven. We can cook all the stuff. I actually got the cabinets from the Habitat for Humanity. People that take them out of their homes, they donate them, and you can buy them super cheap. So we got all these cabinets for less than $1,000 and just had to repaint them and replace the glass. So that's how we have such a nice kitchen. And we got scratch and dent appliances from the appliance store. So it looks pretty nice, but it was actually done on a super tight budget because this whole build had to come out of our pocket, me and Stephanie's. And it took us a long time to save up for this place and put it together. The other cool thing I want you guys to notice is all the windows we have around here. So this is designed after it's called a Panopticon, which is how Rikers Prison was designed. And the idea is that you have a central control tower. This is before cameras, this is before CCTV cameras were invented. So they had a central control booth that could look out on all the prison cells, but the windows were so narrow that you couldn't see back into the control tower, so nobody ever knew if they were being watched or not. So it created a culture of snitches where people would tell on each other because they assumed that the guards already saw it, and then they would tell on each other, and that helped control the prison. So this is a reverse Panopticon where we have the central control tower here in the middle, but the windows are so big that the people on the floor can also see back up and hold us accountable up here in the office. So all the times we're down there looking at them, they are also looking back up at us and making sure that we're not messing around up here. We're actually doing work and helping push things forward. So the design of the office is to keep everybody accountable. We even have windows into every office. So there's really no private closed door meetings here. Obviously you can have a conversation without other people hearing, but you can also look in and make sure people aren't messing around on the computer doing something they shouldn't be doing, that they're actually doing work and pushing everything forward. So we all hold each other accountable here, and it starts with visibility. We get to see each other and we know that everybody's pulling together. It's a huge part of the culture here is that we're all trying to get the work done and nobody here is slacking. Everybody's doing their best and pulling as hard as they can. So there's really no secrets here at Maker Table. If we've got something we got to deal with, we get it out in the open and we air it out and we deal with it. Finally, let's go hassle my wife, Stephanie. Babe!
Hello.
I made it up here.
Thank God.
I know you've been dying to be in this video. You've been thinking about it all day.
all day.
All right. So this is Stephanie, my wife. She's been here from day zero, from day -0, from day -1,000. She has supported me and my crazy ideas more than anybody else down here and really made this whole thing possible. When we had the paint booth was our master bedroom.
Oh my
The
God.
office was the shipping room. The dining room was our office. The garage was full of equipment. We had our kids getting metal splinters in their feet every day because we were
Certain things I just blocked out.
we were moving material in and out of the building. You were running parts to the powder coater because we didn't have it in-house. We didn't have room for it. We didn't have the money for it. You also were hand delivering signs.
I was gonna say local deliveries. I forgot about
Yeah.
that, but yes.
We
or
were-
just running stuff to the post office
Yeah.
if the post office didn't come to pick up.
Well, yeah, because our postman didn't want to pick up the signs. We'd put them on the front porch.
He was
and
so upset.
He was so upset and lazy at the same time. Even though we pay for the shipping from our address, they get paid to pick it up.
Yep.
But it got to the point where we were shipping so much stuff out of the house, he wouldn't pick them up. He just
He would
refused.
just keep going.
Yeah, so he just dropped the mail off and he wouldn't pick up the packages. That was pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
So then we were so cheap, even for local deliveries, we wouldn't pay the postman. Stephanie would drive around, meet somebody in a parking lot, and give them their order.
Yep.
So just this year, we actually split the business into 2 separate entities, and now Stephanie is the owner of Maker Table Retail.
Yeah. Home decor, garden decor.
Yeah, so Stephanie does all of the online sales, all of the home decor stuff. I do all of the architectural big projects with Scott and Clay over there. And then I also do Hero Machine Co. now, selling equipment and installing it in other people's shops. So it's been a really good split for us. And I think it's pretty cool that now you are the owner of your own business that you helped build out of our house. So what's the biggest thing you've seen change since we've started, I guess?
Probably the flow of the work. It was like, I mean, when we started, if we cut out a sign, we taped a piece of paper to it and then drug that through the house or the garage and both. And then in order to put it in the right package, which got messy when both things said buffalo on it. You know, then that Christmas, the buffaloes got exchanged and we had to reship the buffaloes. Moving on. But anyway, so now, you know, with the MRP, ERP software of Odoo, that's way more organized. Everything comes right on your screen of where it goes. You don't even have to think. It's just connected the item to the customer. So it's really just a button and you print the label. And probably the other thing is the people. We just have a really good team. We can go to China and we don't have to worry if the fucking building burns down or people don't come to work, because everyone comes to work and they love it and they make sure it all just keeps going so that we can build the business in different ways.
So if you had some advice to give to somebody, you've been on this whole journey together with me, that is maybe a small one-man operation, what advice could you give for somebody that's trying to make it to the next step?
Really, it's finding a product that you know is gonna work or be useful. It's like, I guess you find like a little niche, right? It's really hard to find that, but find something that people are gonna use and then just do it. Just market it.
What would you say, like, one of our niches? What are what's one of the things we found?
Little home decor stuff that I just never thought people would get into.
Yeah, for me, that was the story. Is I made like 20 items on the website when we first started, and none of them sold. Yeah. It was like, it wasn't what I thought was cool. Mm-hmm. And then somebody asked me to make a custom design. Yeah. And then before I shipped it, I took a picture of that custom design, because it wasn't like a logo. It wasn't anything like proprietary. It was just some home sign. Mm-hmm. And then I took pictures of that, and then their idea sold because it was something somebody was willing to buy. So I fought this for a long time. I eventually realized that what I think is cool doesn't sell. Mm-hmm. Like, I have to look for a customer that's willing to buy this thing. And sometimes it's the dumb stuff that I think is like played out, overrated. I've seen it a million times, or a different version of it, and who's gonna want that?
Yeah.
Turns out that's what they want. The same stuff that you see in Hobby Lobby and
Yeah.
Walmart and
I
like.
just want a higher quality item.
Yeah, I mean, and then we made a different version of the design. Like
Yes.
we didn't copy anybody, but
No.
we used it for inspiration and made our own version. And like it was dumb stuff like kitchen. Eat, pray, love used to be a big thing. We made those
Yeah.
gym signs during the pandemic when everybody had a home gym.
Yeah, everyone had a home gym.
And like I was like, who's gonna
Fitspiration.
Fitspiration, sweat the crazy out was
Oh,
one of them.
yes.
I'm like, who's gonna sweat the crazy out? But there was a lot of crazy people that needed
There
to
was a lot
sweat.
of crazy.
And it's like seasonality too. There's different times a
Yeah.
year where stuff sells. So sometimes it would take us a year to actually see a sale on a product because that's something people are shopping for in the wintertime. And we made that in spring. And so we didn't see that it was a good item until like 9 months later, Yeah, I don't know. Shameless plug. You want to ask people to buy something?
Well, I don't know, but one of my favorite things is like when a customer asks for something that is like meaningful to them, whether it's like an inside joke, an idea they had, someone's family, or
we
they
do a lot of
just
memorial
built a
stuff, too.
Yeah, memorial stuff. And then you design it for them and it's like they're like, we want a tree, but we're not sure, maybe a bunny over there. And then I get to create something brand new that they didn't even picture in their mind, and it's like even better than they imagined. And then they get it and they're like so happy. It's like life-changing for them. So that's what's rewarding for me with the customers, at least, is being able to give them something that A, lasts forever because it's metal, and something meaningful for them.
I'd say my favorite thing is building stuff hard. Like our architectural business really grew because our architectural business really grew because people found us and that we were willing to build the stuff that nobody else wanted to bid on. Like we get these drawings for some crazy hanging bar or staircase or and there's always some bad situation around it. There's something really hard about it that nobody wants to mess with. They don't want to take the risk.
Yeah.
And anytime we get to build something weird or unusual, I really get excited because that's where like I finally get to be creative.
Yeah.
And like actually come up with a solution. And then when it's delivered, they're like super amazed because nobody even wanted to bid on it, let alone build it. And we don't always make money on the big crazy stuff. But when we get the big crazy stuff, we're always like, okay, now give us the handrails, give us the foot rails, the drink rails, the base trim. Let's give us these, little partition walls, all the stuff we know we can make money on. And then like that's like the hard object is the bait. So a lot of times we don't make money on the big crazy scope item.
Yeah.
But the job as a whole, we make money by doing all the boring repetitive stuff, which I'm not super interested in, but it pays the bills. And my office is back here in the shipping container. Built this back in, I think it was like 2020, and I just can't let go of it. I think it's just a really cool little space here. We've got a conference room. This table's made out of all of our plasma consumables. We were plasma cutting everything. We've got some of our awards and stuff up on the wall for meetings. This is a screen connected to the laptop, so when we have a meeting, we can, go over reports and drawings and stuff. And this right here is where I spend most of my days, guys. This is my little zone. This whole shop is a machine in itself, right? It took a lot of hands and a lot of steel to get here. We've learned that the right equipment is just as important as the people running it, because if the gear fails, the whole line stops. So if the mechanics, the guts, the pure horsepower of these industrial machines interests you, go smash the subscribe button over on Hero Machine Co. We're showing the engineering behind the stuff that actually makes money. And there you have it, guys. The new Maker Table shop. It's super wild to think where we started and where we are now. It's really an egalitarian thing. Everyone on the floor has a say in how we run things, and that's just how it works. Everybody has an input, everybody has an opinion, and I've always thought that the people that are doing the work every day actually have a better understanding of how to make stuff better than somebody back here in the office. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not dealing with it day to day anymore. I really had a hard time separating myself from the work because that's what got me, to the certain place. But it got to the point where doing the work in the shop every day wasn't going to get me to the next place. And I had to learn the trade of doing business. And business is a trade, just like learning welding or anything else. But at the end of the day, the story of Maker Table is the story of every single person that you met out there. Everybody that shows up to work every day and cares and is thoughtful about the stuff that we make and where it's going and when it needs to get there. And even like how much time it took, whether that's going to turn a profit for the company or not. The people here really are invested in the outcome, and we're a young company. You know, we're only 10 years old, but we do have people that have been here 6, 7, 5 years that have been along and are part of the mission of Maker Table and growing the skills that we all have and the equipment that we use and the stuff that we're able to put out of the shop is really important and cool and valuable. And you heard it from everybody personally, like they all have a connection to the stuff that we build, and everybody loves to see it out in the wild and takes pride in the fact that we make stuff for the entire country out of this little shop in Tennessee. Hit the subscribe button on Maker Table if you like seeing things get built. And if you want to geek out on the machinery that does the building, I promise you won't regret checking out Hero Machine Co. The links are down in the description below. Appreciate you guys stopping by. We'll see you for another shop tour when we eventually expand and build out a new building on the back 2.5 acres here.